Hello everyone, welcome to more Endwalker. We are in Garlemald itself. We've only got a tiny bit of the map available, because we just got here and all, but we are in Garlemald, and so that's pretty exciting. In spite of the obstacles we faced, our plan proceeds apace. Just a little farther and we will reach the capital itself. Still, we mustn't get ahead of ourselves. As soon as the camp has been made fit for purpose, we have to discuss a course of action with Lucia. Would you mind asking Istola and Graha to join us in that building to the northeast of the camp? Elsnehe and I will meet you there. Speak with Stola. A meeting? Yes, I'll make my way over once my head is cleared. In truth, I've been feeling out of sorts since we arrived. The air is thick with a palpable aura of malevolence. 'Tis the monstrous tower on the horizon, jagged, hideous, unholy. Even at this distance, the presence is overwhelming. Much like the sensation I felt in the Tower of Zot, only far more terrifying. Ether flows unceasingly towards it, converging into a swirling mass of unfathomable power. For a blessing, the constant chill in the air is helping to anchor my senses in the here and now. Tell the others I shall be with you in a few moments. Ah. I just choked on nothingness. I wonder if it's always thunder until, like, you clear the, area. You'll be pleased to know most of the temperate have been quartered inside the nearby buildings and are receiving treatment as we speak. I did, however, feel no small amount of guilt for commandeering civilian homes. The occupants may be long gone, but everything is exactly as they left it. Considering the length of time that has clearly passed since, one would expect to find them ransacked. Strangely, there are no signs of anything having been stolen. It's possible that everyone fled at the first sign of trouble, though it seems to me they left far too many useful possessions behind. Although there is no conclusive evidence, I strongly suspect they were tempered. Sorry, I was merely thinking about. You mentioned a meeting? I'll make my way there. Oh boy. You know, maybe we should close the door. If there even is a door here. That would be warmer. Thank you for informing the others of our meeting. When everyone is here, we will begin. I, having not felt sick for the last hour and about a half, am going to grab a cookie.
さて、我々がこれからすべきことを整理しよう。大目的は2つ。生き残っている帝国民の捜索と保護。そして別物となり果てた魔道場の調査だ。合わせてこの程度で何が起きたのかも確かめたいわ。テロフォロイの企みを見極めるためにもね。
であれば、私に一つ心当たりが。実はマグナ・グラキエスで保護した兵士に民衆派の見知った顔があったのです。彼らのテンパード化を治療することができれば、ガレマルドに何が起きたのか話を聞けるかもしれません。
いいじゃない。その治療、私が引き受けるとしましょう。連れてきたポークシーを私にも貸してもらえて。同志たちと協力しながら進めるわ。
手伝った方がいい？
大丈夫。というより、私の分も他のことを頼みたいの。この重苦しいエーテルになれるまで、キャンプから出るのは控えた方が良さそうだから。
ああ、治療は進めてくれて構わねえが、ちと問題がある。ここいらの家は整輪期間で暖を取ってるみたいなんだが、それがどうにもうまく動かねえんだ。このままじゃ漏れなく全員氷漬けだぞ。うちの鍛冶師や甲冑師が大急ぎで代わりの品を用意するらしいが。
Civilian heaters. I wonder how good those are compared to our, like, heaters in our world.
承知した。飛行士たちもそちらに加えて修理と対策を試みよう。
となると残りのメンツで探索になるが、飛空艇とキャンプの防衛にも人を割くべきだろうな。
テンパードと交戦した以上、テロフォロイにもこちらの動きは知られているはず。にもかかわらずこの静けさだ。油断させておいて襲うつもりなのか、あるいは
何か別の策略か。
よし、ひとまず探索の方は俺が受け持つ。テートへ来たことがあるウリエンジェとエステニアン、それからレジスタンスたちの力も借りたい。
こっちにも石膏の経験がある人が何人かいるよ。
助かる。それだけいれば市街地はカバーできそうだ。魔導城跡にも近づけるだけ近づいてみよう。ああ、あとはグラハもこっちでいいか。いざって時はバニッシュを頼む。
サンクレットには必要ないだろうけどな。大役任された。
それじゃあ私たちは防衛の方かしらね。
In case anybody's curious, I'm like muting my microphone while I'm like munching.
いや、キカとアルフィノ殿
So
に
these
は
like
他に
sections
頼みたいことがある。
like where you're not hearing like any sound from my microphone. That's why. So
この拠点と市街地の間に広がるエブラーナ表現、そこを見回って生き残りがいないか探してほしいのだ。
the Eblin Rhyme.
闇雲に
Alrighty.
探すより、旅慣れたキコーラの経験則を頼った方が見つけられるのではないかと思ってな。
There are any survivors, we will surely find them. Extensive travels is something of an understatement. I suppose there's nothing else that he's doing. Ice fields! I love ice fields! Oh wait, no I don't. That one's definitely me. But I have to answer this like Kassandra, not me.
良い結果になることを私も心から願っているよ。では、そ
I
れぞ
would
れ
have
の
loved
任
to
務
do
を
that
開始して
answer
くれ。
though.
状況に不可解な点も多い。くれぐれも気をつけてほしい。
I actually have like a personality for Kassandra, and it's what I pick like the options for. So I don't play it as if it's me, I play it as if I am Kassandra, you know. And I like to pick out personality and things for, you know, who I'm playing as. That'd be good. If it's this cold with Tatera's clothing, I tried to think how we'd fare without it. Must remember to thank her when next we meet. Makes me realize, too, that while the people of Garlemald have spent their whole lives in conditions like these, even they'd be hard-pressed to survive away from the warmth of their homes. If there are any survivors, we must find them, and quickly. Madeline is, as usual, milling about aimlessly. What ho, chums? We've been given something to do, have you? As it happens, I too have been ordered to make myself useful. Sounds like a rather tall order. Since you ask, where to scour the Eblin Rime for survivors? What? Wandering around ice fields on the off chance you'll find someone? It'd take forever to finish the job without the benefit of my expertise, or more specifically, my telescope. Come, friends, and it's just the spot to begin our search. I'll probably regret this, but we may as well humor him. Right? I do love that Emmanuel is here. Can I pick up the gemstone trader now? I realized I couldn't before. Yes, okay. I figured it might have to be after the quest was over, because that's pretty normal. That said, I probably, don't actually need any of this stuff right now. Overbos milk, Almasti fur, and Saiga hide. So, I don't have anybody that's high enough, any of these classes here that are high enough to use any of that. So, way out there, you say. I figured the story might take us over this way, towards where the ether current was, but the last two regions I've been in, I had a bad habit of not going to the ether currents. So this is where the ether current was. It was literally right here on top of this. So it would have taken me pretty close to, the ether current, at least. Hi, Madeline. Yes, it's another, click and drag the screen and click on things with the telescope. I spy with my little telescope a massive sheep thing? Or maybe it's a cow? Not what we're after, either way. Is that an ether current? Oh, no, just a wind sprite. Other than that, it's all snow, snow, snow. But lo, what do I see of yon hillock? There's no mistaking it, that's a girl. A survivor? Show me. Over there, behind that tree. Looks like she's running away from something, though surely not us. She wouldn't even know we're here unless she had a telescope like mine. All I can tell is that she's wearing a pale green dress. A rather fetching one at that. It'll be long gone by the time we get anywhere near, though we should be able to follow her footprints. I'll let Lucia know where you're headed. Oh, and take these warming tinctures with you. The poor girl must be chilled to the bone, if not on the verge of freezing to death. That's actually very thoughtful, thank you. Won't you need some for yourself? No, I'll be fine. As a man of chivalry, my honor demands I do no less. Unless we forget, the very reason we are here is to protect those in need. Now go, and Godspeed. This is where everybody makes fun of me because I don't know what a tincture even is. I don't know, but I don't have any in my inventory, so. Footprints in the snow. You go that way. Fresh set of footprints heading to the east. Well, that's interesting. Even though they were going that way, they're actually going this way. Also, Alice and Elfina are already over there. They lead towards the building. Why did I have to look for the footprints when they clearly came over here themselves? And they're getting closer, I'm sure of it. At first we thought she'd gone inside the building, but the door doesn't look to have opened in some time. She might still be nearby, so we'll keep looking around here. Then again, it's also possible that she ran right past this place. Would you mind searching up ahead? More footprints, or is it the lack of footprints in this destination? Ooh, excuse me. Something over there? Maybe? Maybe that's just a natural structure. This like blue thing over here. The girl in the green dress anxiously surveys her surroundings. Were you to call out to her from this distance, it might attract wild beasts to your location. It'd be safer to get closer first, but you must do so without drawing her attention. Alright. Follow the girl from a safe distance. The objective will end in failure if you're noticed. Make use of cover such as rocks to approach her without being seen. Similarly, the objective will also end in failure if you fall too far behind. If you fail to complete the objective, you may try again by returning to the designated location. The destination will not appear on your map, okay? Oop. So far, so good. So yeah, those are just giant blocks of ice. But really though, does she not see these more balls that are all around here? Hide behind tree? There's someone there. Meow. Must be imagining things. Anybody remember that from Wind Waker? When you're trying to follow the girl in Wind Waker and it's Link keeps meowing every time you get spotted. Those beasts spot me, I'm done for. I hope my luck holds. Gotta keep going. They're all depending on me. Just a little further. Oh, frick. I got spotted apparently. It must have been when I went between pillars. I got spotted. I thought she's not looking in that direction, so I could probably, hide on behind the other pillar. But nope. Even though she wasn't looking in that direction, it still counted as her seeing me, so that's annoying. Oh well. It do be like that sometimes. Attempt to follow the girl in green again. So, I mean, the first thing I know is that I need to hide behind these big blocks of ice up here. I'm basically back to where we were. Just gotta run to the pillar. So I figured I would unpause now. Just a little farther. This is it, the final spurt. Over there, I assume. No, over there. I see it. There's a train there. There we go. Did it that time. Only took me 2 tries, which is fine. Duty complete! That was a duty? Still in one piece. Victor's spoils. Southwest. I missed one. That's fine. I'll go back down to it. What? Who are you? Stay back. This house is packed with explosives. Take another step and I'll blow this place sky high. Please, we just want to talk. I'm Alphino. This is my sister Alice and our good friend Kassandra. We have no intention of hurting or taking anything from you or anyone else. I give you my word. We and our comrades have come to provide aid to the people of Garlemald. Aid? You savages are the ones responsible for all this. You did this to us. We didn't, I promise you. One of the other reasons we came was to find out what happened here, in fact. The Telefori are the ones to blame. They're the ones who laid waste to Garlemald, and they won't stop until they've destroyed the entire world. They're the enemy. Our enemy. In our way, we encountered Imperial soldiers who have been made their thralls. Those poor souls are now in our care, and we are striving to cure them of their affliction. You are the first person we met who wasn't already enslaved. How were you able to escape the Telefori's influence? Are there any others like you? I'm sorry, I don't mean to overwhelm you. Let's start with introductions. Can you tell me your name? I'm Lysenia. As for how I've managed to stay sane, I've been asking myself the same question ever since that night and the roar, that terrible roar. And then the screams. I was screaming too, I think. I'm not sure, I can't remember. And then came the silence. Everything was still. It was like waking up from a nightmare. Thought that maybe the fighting had stopped, so I stepped outside. If your hells are real, I saw one that day. I ran past friends, people I had known all my life. Eyes vacant, dead, staring at the sky. Others were mad and violent. I saw them struggling with soldiers, but didn't stay to watch. I fled as far as my legs would take me. Do you have family here? Is this their home? No, this is Victor's Spoils, a mansion for retired soldiers. Or it was, but now me and a few others are, borrowing it. As for the explosives, I was making that up. I just wanted to keep everyone else safe, and I didn't know if you were... The truth is our supplies are running low. You said you're here to help. Can you? Of course. Whatever assistance we can provide, we will. Thank you. I better tell the others first, though. Wait here. This is everyone. The senior says you can be trusted, but these are desperate times. We'd be fools to let foreign troops into our home. Having said that, were you to provide us with means of heating the place as a sign of goodwill, perhaps we could take you at your word. If that is too much to ask, then leave us be. Time to put my firewood gathering skills to use. Could you provide the spark with a little magic, LSA? We'll have a fire burning in no time. May we build it under that gazebo? The what? Oh, you mean the bower. Yes, do as you will. Oh no, it's a gazebo! Anybody who did the Hildebrand, specifically the Heaven's Word Hildebrand stuff, would understand that. Tracks in the snow. Bum, 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 bum. How the mighty are fallen. Licinia's inner turmoil is writ plain on her face. Sorry, I'm still finding it hard to come to terms with all that's happened. Now that you're here, though, I'm hoping things might change for the better. You know, I've worked up quite a sweat from all that running about, so I'll leave space around the fire for the others. As you can tell, they're in a far worse state than me. They're planning to look for somewhere warmer, or with more food, but they're not going anywhere until we nurse them back to health, which I don't know how to do. Is there anything you can do to help them? Now the question is, do we trust them? I don't know. I can treat their frostbite and their wounds, but it will take time for the fire to do its work. Now would be a good occasion to make use of Emanelane's tinctures. The ones that can warm the body from the inside out. Would you make sure everyone gets one? Oh! I was like, wait, where's this, like, music coming from? This is a little, like, radio thing. Right here. How about that? Is it powered by the rock there? I recognize that music. Like, I don't know if the rock is serving as, like, a power source. Like, I'm assuming it's probably, like, solid ceruleum or something. Actually, I don't even know what ceruleum is. Like, is it a rock? Is it a fluid? The numbness is beginning to subside. I suspect that once the fire dies, it will return with a vengeance. Hey, potions! Being gifts from the notoriously unreliable Emanelane, it is highly doubtful this concoction will have the intended effect. If only there were willing, and more importantly, unwitting, volunteers on whom to test it. Oh no. Rip. Warming tincture? Never heard of such a thing. No harm in trying. But tell me, have you heard aught of the city? Though calling it that seems absurd after what's happened. It's nothing but ruins now. The few buildings still standing offer no more than meager protection from wind and snow. Food production, water purification, the Magitech that sustained us has come to a grinding halt. What machina that remains operational cannot be run for lack of ceruleum. Of course, Cerulia Ignis is full of the stuff, for all the good it does us. No one here knows the first thing about extraction or refinement. All is well. Yes, never better. Warming tincture? Care to give it a try? Oh, what sweet liberation is this? Is it poison by any chance? Libation, excuse me. Ha! That was a joke. Ha ha! If I laugh, 'tis that I may not weep, so said the poet. And alas, my tears would freeze on my cheek ere they fell. We are the blessed damned to bear witness to the fall of the great empire, while our brethren lie dead, or live on as puppets of flesh. First came the war, then came the roar. When morning came, Garlemald was no more. In a cacophony of gunfire, explosions, and screams was our beloved capital razed to the ground. For the rubble rose the disheveled remnants, that lavish finery caked in ash as they shuffled mindlessly towards the palace, each bearing a fragment of stone or metal, an offering, perhaps, to the architect of our destruction. The hopeful few tried to reason with the deranged, only to be beaten for their kindness. But I knew better than to plead with the horde. I fled with my health, if not my conscience, preserved. Now I wait with my fellow comrades for a final judgment. What do you want? Warming tincture? A tincture? May as well drink it, I suppose. Yeah, tincture is not a word I've ever heard for, like, potions or anything. This? It's a radio. You don't have them where you come from, I take it. We use them to listen to messages sent by others, even over great distances. There are different types, but this model is by far the most popular. Made with quality components crafted with the finest ore. Sourced from Locus Amonis, it is. Not all that useful since the capital fell into ruin. People at the broadcasting station must have either fled or ended up like all the others. And all we've been hearing is the same music, being played over and over again. Home Beyond the Horizon, an ode to the brave men and women sent to reclaim our ancestral homeland of Locus Amonis. We may have founded an empire in these frozen wastes, but we always hope to take back what was once ours. 'Tis a solemn reminder that though we must suffer great hardship, better days will surely come. Despite everything, I believe the Emperor Varus yet lives, and that he speaks to us through our radios. There was a cunning strategy faking his murder. He must have foreseen this catastrophe and chosen to conceal himself, that he may one day make his triumphant return. Yes, I'm sure of it. Emperor Varus would not be defeated so easily. I'm gonna let you keep thinking that, just because it would be really bad for you to lose hope. But no. Unfortunately, such is not the truth. What's that? Warming tincture? I wish such could be the truth. And that comes the question. When you know for a fact that somebody is not, like, is believing something wrong, but that something is helping them, you know, what do you do? So this is what you gave the others? Thank you. I'll save it for later. Actually, I have a few things to ask you. Sure. Are you part of the group staying in Laterum? I saw Legatus Vergilia's troops heading towards the Magna Glacies a few days ago. Are they the ones you encountered? Camp Broken Glass, we're calling it. Camp Broken Glass, you call it. And Vergilia and her men are all there now. So how did you reach the Magna Glacies? Did you cross the mountains on foot? We got airships. Plenty of them. Airships. And there may be a way to... Lysenia, where is everyone? Oh, there's somebody else. Is something the matter? I thought I heard a voice inside? A frail one? Voice from inside, you say? You must be imagining things. Everyone's out here. And perhaps a baby Almasy has found its way into the house. It wouldn't be the first time. Without the soldiers to scare them off, wild animals have been roaming closer to the settlements. Some have been known to attack people, too. I've just had an idea. If you and yours are strong enough to defeat a Legatus, then surely a few beasts shouldn't pose a threat. If you have a mind to continue helping us, perhaps you could head to the other side of the lake. There's a small group of tappers living there, people whose job was to extract ceruleum. They still do, from what we can tell. I've already tried asking if they would share their fuel with us, but they're not willing to give it away. They want food in exchange. Lots of food. That's something we don't have and can't get on our own. On top of that, to even reach their den, we'd have to make our way past all those creatures. Would you be willing to go in our place? We only need enough ceruleum to last until the others are strong to travel. Strong enough to travel to your camp. If the offer still stands, that is. Oh, I don't expect you to give up your own supplies, but there might be another way to pay the tappers. If it's ceruleum you need, then ceruleum you shall have. Best watch out for baby Almasys while we're away. Yeah, if it's ceruleum you need, ceruleum you shall have. Not a worry. Thank you so much. To reach Tapper's Den, you'll have to cross the lake. The ice is thick enough to support a person's weight, but if you'd rather not take the risk, you'll need to take the long way around. Finding the entrance can be a bit tricky too, so it's easier to just look for someone standing guard outside. However you decide to head there, please be careful. Speak with the burly tapper. Ceruleum Elementals. Alright. I suppose that does make sense. Now, I know that it was to the southwest. Now it's just straight south. So let's start by going this way. Whoops. That's not what I meant to do. Meant to hit the ether compass. 234 yalms south. So I'm wondering if it's going to be up there. Like maybe I needed to be crossing up here. I don't know if I could have. But if I could have, I might have needed to. 29 to the southeast. Well, I don't immediately see it. So that's a pretty good sign that it's like up above me. I suppose this is, I was gonna say, that's too vertical to be able to climb. And I don't see, yeah, I was gonna say I would need to use the elevator, of which I am unable to use. So, Ceruleum Zoblin. So let's head back this way and see if it's possible to get on top of this, because that seems to indicate that I need to be on top of the pipes. I can probably do that from here. Like, if I climb these stairs, maybe I can, like, jump onto the pipes or something. Whee! There we go. Simple enough. I figured it would be pretty easy to get onto the pipes. And I thought about getting just jumping on top of the pipes, and it probably should have. But oh well. It definitely would have saved me a little bit of time, but it's what it is. It is what it is, so. And there's the ether current, like I said, on top of the pipes. I kind of figured it would be end up being on the pipes, and I'd have to go around, but. 245 southwest. So, in the direction of the tappers, then. See, like, this is what I'm a little confused on. Like, is ceruleum a fluid or a mineral? You know? I'm assuming it's a fluid that is it's, sucked up like oil. It's basically, I'm assuming that it's the Ilsabard version, the Magitech version of, like, oil. But at the same time, those Zoblins always are, like, based off of a mineral and not a, like, fluid. And that's why I'm like, is it a mineral instead? Who goes there? How'd you find us? Came here for, cerulean. What do you mean I stand out like a sore thumb? Huff! The purebloods over at Victor's Spoils hadn't given away our location, you'd have never have found us. Those stuck-up assholes. Though they could come waltzing in here demanding thought they could come waltzing in here demanding cerulean with nothing to offer in return. Ha! It's like the boots on the other foot now that the capital's gone under shite. So they've resorted to sending you to negotiate. I know your game, sellsword. If they think we'll give in to intimidation, they've got another think coming. I mean, I really don't want to fight you. I come in peace. But if I must, I must. Am I dead yet? There you are. There you are. Just after you left, Licinia asked me to go and catch up with you, in case you needed a hand. Someone must have let slip that I have a little experience in transporting barrels of ceruleum. So this is Tapper's Den. Well then, after you. So I beat up your guards. Who are you? What happened to the guards? Well, I kind of had to beat them up because they wouldn't let me in. The Orsians and rebels here to save the people of Garlemald. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Why in the hell would you pass up this chance to put those Imperial bastards to the sword? Let me guess, none of you are Garlean? You're brought here from other lands? Gerbonia, Yongshia, Boja, Damaska, to name but a few. Some dragged here against our will, others fed bullocks about a better life, all put to work extracting ceruleum. All given the esteemed title of On, placing us firmly on the bottom rung of the ladder. But the old hierarchy means nothing in the new Garlemald, says we. About the only thing that says that's escaped more or less unscathed is Cerulia Ignis, still sustaining us, even with our paymasters out of the picture. And here you're experts in drawing up ceruleum from the bottom of the lake. But how can you do that if it's frozen over? Ha! Wouldn't you like to know? Trade secrets, I'm afraid. At any rate, it's not as if ceruleum is used for much these days. Over the city in ruins, taken off to power our heaters and save the surplus for later. Though it helps stave off the cold, it does sod all about our hunger unless we could trade it away. Speaking of which, be sure to tell your contingent we've got ceruleum by the barrelful. If they're interested, we'll exchange it for whatever provisions they're willing to spare. You can certainly ask, but if you're all free to go now, why carry on living here? Free to go? Go where? Even if we managed to get back to our homelands, there'd be nothing left for us thanks to the Empire. And the knowledge and skills we acquired working here would be practically useless outside of Garlemald. So we're staying for the time being. As long as there's need for ceruleum, find a way to get by. Even if Garlemald as we know it's good for gone. Or gone for good? I totally missed which way around it was. Gone for good. Probably gone for good. I definitely read it backwards if that's the case. Regardless of what the Ilsabard contingent does for the people of Garlemald, the Empire itself is already a thing of the past. For many, that would be a cause for celebration, while for others, their whole way of life will have been turned upside down. After all the atrocities committed in the Empire's name, perhaps it is for the best that it is consigned to history. But what of the ordinary people, their lives, their stories? Should they be forgotten too? I suppose there will be plenty of time to ponder that later. For now, let's see about getting some ceruleum. Derek is amenable to making a deal. So, you've come seeking ceruleum, have you? What? Those purebloods up at Victor's Spoil sent you? To turn to their enemies for help. They must be more desperate than I thought. And again, Licinia's got her little sister to think about. A sister? But we only saw Licinia and 3 men. It's possible she died from whatever was ailing her. If she needed treatment, I doubt there'd be any way to get it around here. I may have refused Licinia at first, thinking she'd come back with something in exchange, but I can spare them a bottle's worth of ceruleum. Send out a reward for introducing me to the rest of your contingent. Be sure to send them our way, you hear? Well, if it's in a bottle, it's probably a fluid. Can't for the life of me think why Licinia would keep her sister a secret from us, but we can ask about that after we've delivered the ceruleum. Come on, let's hurry back. Also, sorry that I killed your 2 guards, just saying. I mean, they did attack me, but also, I mean, like, I don't know, what else was I supposed to do, I suppose? 500 yalms north. That's quite a ways. I think that's very much past Victor's Spoils. It's probably up here by the runaway train. So, probably once I get up into this area of the pipe, I'll use it again and see where we're at. So. And honestly, it's a little bit of a ways. So I'll be right back. I guess it's over by Reggio de Morum. I came up to the runaway train and it says it's 300 to the west. Also, I gained exactly enough to level up in discovering the runaway train in this section. So I'm now level 85. I'm okay with being over-leveled by a couple. In fact, I purposefully pushed myself to level 82 in the hopes that I wouldn't reach the end and be like, I am like 5,000 experience away, like I was in Shadowbringers. Shadowbringers, I was literally like 500,000 experience away from hitting level 80 when I hit the level 80 quests. This isn't right. It's too quiet. I would have thought Elfino would still be treating them by the fire, but they're nowhere to be seen. I look inside the house while you search outside. They can't have gone far. Indeed. Slightly concerning that none of them are here. What was I just saying moments ago about, do I really trust them? Like, should I really trust them? It seems as though I was right to not trust them. Well, maybe. I mean, Elfino and these guys are unconscious. So I'm guessing they fought each other. They asked me to help carry supplies. But when I followed them back here, they attacked me. Caught me off guard, forced me to defend myself. I fear they fared rather worse than me. You can't fool us. We know what you're about. Vultures, that's what you are. Waiting in the wings for us to show weakness, then in you swoop. Here to help, what rot? All a ploy, to make us lower our guard. Let you in, put ourselves at your mercy, put us in chains, steal our lands, get your revenge. You're wrong. That's not what any of us want. Save the arguments for later, we've got bigger problems. Found empty medicine balls and a bed that was still warm. It's true. Lucinia was hiding her sick sister inside the house. But now there's no sign of either of them. Where are they? Where did they go? Away from you and yours. If you think I'll tell you, you're a fool. Never give up my people. We're trying to help them, you idiot. Her sister's ill. The empty bottles prove it. So the medicine ran out, or she put it in her pockets to make it easier to carry, or to avoid the sound of clinking glass. There are beasts everywhere. How could you let them go alone? To protect them from you! You invade our homeland, tainted with the same sorcery used to slay our countrymen. A Garlean should sooner die than suffer the insult. Better for them to flee, keep their purity intact, than be corrupted by your vile magics. We were waiting for a chance to free them, since the moment you arrived. This is getting us nowhere. I cannot say how Lucinia and her sister will react when we find them, but find them we must. Go on without me, both of you. I first need to tend to my injuries, and theirs. I will join you in the search after. All right, be careful. We'll do our best to find them quickly. There's only one path out of here, so that's where we'll start. Have a bottle of ceruleum for you. Will that prove that I'm, here to help? Like, literally just set the bottle of cerulean down in front of them and be like, here you go, by the way. I went through all the trouble of getting this for you. If you really want to be like that, fine, but here you go. 2 sets of fresh footprints, young women judging by the size. This is definitely them. Come on. Don't get me wrong, I 100% understand them not being trusting, at all. Like, I legitimately do understand, you know, why they're not being trusting. But also, like, when somebody doesn't trust you, you can just continue to show them, hey, you know? It's like, I went through the trouble of getting that bottle of cerulean for him. Least I could do is be like, here you go, and then walk off. So that it's like, I'm giving this to you, you do whatever you want with it, and then leave, you know? The trail stops at the frozen lake. Perhaps they chose this route so as not to leave footprints. Can't think of any other reason. Look at this place, it's crawling with beasts. I can only imagine how hard it must be for her alien sister to cross the ice. We could really do with Elfino's help, but we can't afford to wait for him, so let's split up and look for clues. Search for hints as to Licinia and her sister's whereabouts. Well, I mean, I'm going to assume that it's going to be out here in the frozen ice somewhere. So I will wander about here. The pipe kind of gives me a good view of, like, both sides, you know. Oh, something over here. Ooh, fresh blood. That's not good. The blood staining the snow appears to be fresh. Judging by the amount, the victim may have been severely wounded. Trail of blood leads southeastwards. Let me mount so that I can get past these cerulean zoblins without too much issue. Granted, I say that, and then none of them attack me. Something down this path, apparently. Oh, no. I saw Licinia. I didn't see there was a second person there. The two bodies are already cold. Oh, no. Oh. Don't run on ice. Hmm.
この装置については私も聞いたよ。バリステの声がここから聞こえることがあるとか。ありえるはずがない。けれど事実、力ギアたちはこれを持ち出そうとしていた。何か考えがあったのだと思う。だから少しの間だけこれを貸してほしい。私たちが君たちにとって何であるのか決して忘れない。君たちの大事な同胞や友達がこれから先雪原のただ中で凍えずに済む方法を。
Dang, dude. There must have been something we could have done. But what? Should we ever have come here? Would they still be alive if we hadn't? I think they still would have ended up dying eventually, so... Elvino's resolve may be shaken, but he has not forgotten his duty. We've already caused enough harm here. Let's return to the camp before we cause any more. As for those inside the house, we should send someone to take care of them. Someone who isn't us. All we can do for now is make our report to Lucia. Do everything in our power to prevent further tragedy. So let us linger here no more. Come. Alright. Well, that really sucks. Not much else to, like, no other real words for that. Like, I legitimately don't know what else to say about that than that sucks. And I apologize if, well, that sucks seems, you know, not proper in this situation, but I don't know what else I could say, you know. Reggio Demorum. So somewhere over here is the ether current, based off of what the compass is saying. 65 more to the west. Is it in there? I'm betting I've already passed it. To the northeast, okay. So it's definitely somewhere in that area. So let's take a quick jaunt into here. Look, cars! Cars in my fantasy game? What? Nah, I know. That's a pretty regular Final Fantasy thing, actually. Cars. I'm looking at FF15. It had you literally drive around in a car in it. But also, you can like buy that. The car, I mean, for like as like a mount for this, you know, for this game. So I'm gonna go past Horia Campi, A, to discover it, and 2, to see if there's any ether currents in that direction. Because as long as I'm closer to another ether current, it won't, like, show me any others. So, oh, something to the west. Horia Campi. couple of Garlemald buildings. And as far as the ether current is concerned, a bit more north, okay? Northwest. I'm surprised this isn't where the runaway train was. You know, with the track, you know, annihilated. Unless technically it was caused by, you know, the runaway train was caused by this. Because it's true, a train, you know, trains go very fast. And if it came out this way and then this collapsed as it was going, it very well could have, you know, continued on. I'm probably not, though, based off of the fact that this station is here. So I'm going to assume it came into, like, the station and went, whee, off-road. So, that end, it looks like there's both an upwards and a lower. So it probably was coming down these tracks here. And hit this curve. And, you know, it didn't stop. It went flying off the tracks or something. So then you would suspect that it'd be like over here. So, is there like a curve in that spot? There is. So it flew off of this curve that's right up here. That's what it is. It came into the station, it didn't stop, it flew off of the curve. Because there's that curve right there. It flew off of the curve and went BAM! Right into the ground there. Storytelling! Via world. I love it. Like, I just looked. I looked at that, spent some time reasoning, and figured out what happened, you know? I didn't need an NPC to tell me what happened to that train. You know, I looked at it, spent a few moments thinking on it, and then went, this is probably what happened. So, storytelling through environment is nice. I think I'm going to end off here, though, before I continue this quest line. When we come back, we will continue this. But I actually need to do a session end here. These have been hour-long videos. And usually I record 6 to 7 half-hour videos. So 3 hour-long videos is equivalent to, you know, 6 half-hour videos. So, you know, in case anybody's like, well, you know, why are you recording so much less in a session? Don't you usually record way more? Because I do tend to mention a lot about, like, you know, when when it's a new session or end of a session. And so it'll be like, you know, people watching long enough can probably be like, hey, you know, you've been, you know, usually you do, you know, 6 to 7, hey, motorcycle, you know, usually you do 6 to 7 episodes, like, why you only do, like, 3 here? And it's because they're hour long. So, when my recording time is between a 4-hour period, I've done 3-hour-long things. Not only do I not have the remaining hour, because these are longer than an hour, plus, you know, setup for starting to record, setup for ending recording, all that. But also, again, you know, like, if I wanted another hour, I would go beyond that 4-hour mark, and that's not great. So, that said, I hope you did enjoy so far. If you did, feel free to subscribe. Check the video description down below for a link to the playlist. That way you can get caught up on any episodes you missed. You can also check the video description for a link to Discord and Patreon. It does help out the channel quite a bit. And, you know, you can come out, hang out with us, chat, and all that. I was like, I'm supposed to say something else there, and completely forgot for a second, in case anybody wonders why I, got stuck. Despite the fact that I've been doing this now for, a month, and despite the fact that I've been doing YouTube as a whole for the last, year, I don't know. I watch other YouTubers and they're just like, here's my outro, and they just rattle it off like that. And I'm sitting here every episode going, what's my outro again? Anyway, I'll see you all next time. See you later.